It's 2 in the morning again. Rain taps against the window pane, a relentless rhythm that seems to have no beginning and no end. Here, in the quiet dark of the apartment, a small orange cat sits by the door. Her ears are pricked, her body is tense, and her gaze is fixed on the brass doorknob. She does this every night. Just waits. It has become her ritual, her silent vigil in a world that has grown too quiet. She used to wait for a sound, the jingle of keys in the lock, the familiar weight of footsteps on the worn floorboards. She waited for him, before he left, before the door stopped opening from the outside, before the silence became a permanent resident. Now she just waits for a memory, a ghost of a sound that no longer comes. The apartment is steeped in the scent of old coffee and damp earth, the air thick and heavy with unspoken things. A soft, questioning meow cuts through the stillness. It's a sound filled with a fragile hope, a question directed at the empty space where someone should be, but there's no answer. Only the hum of the old refrigerator and the steady drumming of the rain. With a graceful leap, she lands on the windowsill, a silhouette against the city's watery glow. Below, the streets are empty, slick with rain. A flickering neon sign from the shop across the road paints her ginger fur in alternating strokes of red and blue. She blinks slowly, her patience unwavering, and then she hears it. 2 soft, distinct knocks at the door. Knock, knock. The sound is real, not a memory this time. The cat whirls around, her tail twitching with a mix of alarm and excitement. Her ears swivel forward, straining to catch any other sound. There's no wind rattling the frame, no footsteps in the hall. Just those 2 knocks, hanging in the air like a promise. She pads silently to the door, pressing her head against the cool wood as if she can somehow sense his presence, his scent, through the barrier. Her tail curls into a tight question mark. Another meow escapes, but this one is quieter, more fragile, almost a whisper. The silence that follows is absolute. On a small table nearby, a tiny red light on an old answering machine blinks insistently. One new message. With an audible click, the machine whirs to life. A voice, his voice, cuts through the static. It's low, calm, and impossibly close. "Hey, feed her for me, okay?" The cat's eyes widen. She looks from the machine back to the closed door, as if connecting the 2 impossible events. Outside, the rain seems to fall harder, louder against the glass. The blinking red light fades, and the door remains stubbornly shut. For a moment, the present dissolves. A montage of warmer days flashes behind her eyes, keys dropping into a ceramic bowl by the door, strong, gentle hands pouring fresh milk into her little dish, the sound of a low laugh, the feeling of a soft pat on her head. Her name, whispered like a shared secret. Then, just as quickly, the warmth is gone, and the darkness rushes back in. She is still listening. The refrigerator hums its monotonous tune. A single drop of water falls from the kitchen faucet, each one a tiny explosion in the quiet. A shadow flits past the window. Just the rain playing tricks with the light. Or maybe not. She moves back toward the door, her paws making no sound on the wooden floor. She stops, tilting her head as if catching a sound no one else could hear. The old clock on the wall ticks once, then falls silent again. And then the voice returns, so faint it seems to be coming from inside the room itself. "You're still here, aren't you?" A faint click echoes in the stillness. The deadbolt turns, slowly, impossibly, by itself. The door creaks open just an inch, spilling a draft of cold air that crawls across the floor like fog. For a single suspended heartbeat, the shadow in the narrow gap takes on a familiar shape. His shape, a sudden flash of lightning, illuminates the entire room in stark, brilliant white. In that instant, the shadow is gone. The door swings slowly shut, and the lock clicks quietly back into place. The keyhole goes dark, Morning light, pale and gray, finally slides across the floor, finding the little orange cat curled up beside a pair of old, worn-out shoes. She looks peaceful, her small body finally at rest after a long night's watch. She doesn't stir, not even when the door finally truly opens. A neighbor steps inside, her movements soft and cautious. She sets a small dish of food on the floor. "Hey there, little one," she whispers. "You hungry?" The cat blinks, slowly lifting her head. Outside, the rain has finally stopped. The neighbor looks around the quiet apartment, at the dust motes dancing in the morning light, the photographs on the wall, all the quiet things left behind. The cat begins to eat, her movements slow and deliberate, as if she's still listening for something between each bite. Later, she jumps back to her post on the windowsill. Outside, the clouds are breaking apart, and the city is waking up. She gazes at her reflection in the clean glass, her tail curled neatly around her paws. And for just a second, in the reflection, there are two figures, hers and his. Then, there is only one. Thank you so much for watching this little story unfold. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more tales from the quiet corners of the world. We'll see you in the next one.